Well, we are so thrilled to have you here on Morning Footy, and we gave you some homework on this show. We made you put together your Mount Rushmore of Manchester City players. So, and for those of you that don't know, the Mount Rushmore is basically your top four. Mount Rushmore is the big monument with the four presidents on it. So we made you pick your four best players to ever play for Manchester City. And how difficult was this, by the way, to narrow it down to four players?
Very, very, very difficult, because there's a lot of players that I know I've left out that should be in there as well. Sort of thing. Even that's past and present, I think, because even though they were in the past and there wasn't much silverware, they still played a massive step in a road to where the club is now to this day. So
right, have you pissed
they don't get on the mountain.
I definitely did.
You did. Are you going to get some angry text messages after this segment?
No, I don't think that far, but
wait till we tag you in this social post.
Be nice to Shaun.
But it hits different when it comes from a player who has bled the colors. So maybe they'll forgive you.
I hope so.
Yeah.
Okay. So let's get your first player on the Mount Rushmore for Manchester City, the one that it was just kind of like a no-brainer to include this player.
I said Vincent Kompany.
Vincent Kompany.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think, especially when he came, nobody had ever really, in general, and this is no disrespect to him, would have heard of him. Like, because I personally didn't know too much about him, and I don't think a lot of the other players did. And when he came, he was actually a centre midfielder, was where he predominantly liked to play. And I remember we played against Arsenal again. Sorry, it's not.
You love bringing this up, Shaun.
We lost 1-0 that game. Now.
There we go.
We lost 1-0, and it was me and him in midfield, and we was doing all right. We was holding our own, but he had an injury before, so he had to kind of like cut a chunk out the top of his boot and kind of just sellotape over it with that gap, just so his foot wasn't so compressed. And we ended up losing 1-0, and it wasn't a bad game. I think I gave the ball back, and Arsenal ran in and scored from one of my passes. And we came after the game, and he went, all right, I've made my mind up now. I'm not playing centre midfield anymore. I was that bad. I'm just going to play centre back. And that just typified him. Once he sets his mind to achieving what he wants to achieve, for Vincent, anything's possible.
Wow.
And once he became the captain, that, for me, the club just pushed on and just kept pushing forward in the right direction.
Could you tell at one point he was going to go into management?
Yeah, because like I said, he puts his mind to things. Like, he took up Rosetta Stone and learned how to speak Mandarin in 3 months. Now, to me, that's not normal. But
wow.
Vincent
Mandarin?
he taught himself just like that. And that's the type of person he is.
I actually knew him because I played Football Manager in college.
Did you?
So that's how I knew about Vincent Kompany.
All right, scouting at an early age. I like it.
Exactly. All right. Great first choice. Player number 2. Who you got?
I think I said Yaya Toure. I was just saying to the guys, obviously, in break, just possibly one of the most underrated players I've seen in the Premier League. I think a lot of the City fans get it, and a lot of the people that watched him at Barcelona understand it. But if you didn't see this play, I think they should look back and see what he did and how many games he took by the scruff of the neck and just won them on his own. No matter the magnitude of the game, he was always ready to be that guy.
What was he like as a teammate?
He was very funny, to be fair.
Was it?
But some of the stories I have to keep off air.
That's what we're here
No,
for.
it's live. It's live. Easy.
We're talking Balotelli funny or more funny than Balotelli? Because Michael Richards came and said Balotelli is the funniest teammate he's had.
Yeah, Yaya, once you got to know him, was a very, very funny man.
Are we talking like pranks in the locker room, like that kind of funny, or
just genuinely
like a funny guy?
Yeah. And he still is to this day.
I love that. I love that.
All right, I love it. Okay, player number 3.
Kevin De Bruyne.
Wow, that was quick.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow. You're going to leave somebody off?
Yeah, I had to.
Oh, now I'm thinking.
I kind of had to, because in that position for me, it was between him and David Silva. But I think what Kevin's done, like now and since he's been at City, it's been scary. To be honest with you, as an attacking player, for me to have a midfielder like that would have been a dream. It would have been a delight, because I wouldn't have to call for the ball. What I'd have to do is make sure I stayed on side, and I know at some point the ball will arrive. And for me, that's something you can't find in football that often. Even if you look at the players that are playing now, they do not try the passes that he tries. And even if he misses it and that exact same pass comes up again, I can put my money on it, he will try the exact same pass again. And he'll most probably end up with the perfect result.
How long did it take you to realize he was that special of a player?
I think after the first year, I think to realise somebody is like that is the consistency level. And he done it consistently for a very long time. And then obviously went for a spell where City was playing without an actual number 9, but he was still making things happen. And then Haaland comes in, and all those passes that he was actually trying in the first year end up in the back of the net once they got gelled. So it tells you how well he would have possibly done the years before that if he had had a striker like Haaland up front.
Ooh, you cut him deep right there.
Yeah, because he's going to talk about Con. Yes, but they're different strikers. Con likes to come to feet. He likes to be more involved in the game, whereas Haaland almost plays in a way, you could say like a Michael Owen, where he's off the shoulder, wants to run in behind. And that suits Kevin De Bruyne way better for the way he plays. Because if you look at, say, Lukaku in I think it was the World Cup or the Euros, where he scored all those goals and was close to getting the golden boot in that tournament. Well, that was all from Rom running the other direction and Kev just sliding the ball in. So it's different players.
And you know what's terrifying is that they're still so good without him right now. That is
Terrifying, frustrating, a lot of words I can bring up right now.
But think about when he comes back, it's like, oh no. I mean, yeah, he's world class,
Sleeping
absolutely
giant.
world class.
Before you mention your 4th player, let's talk about the possibilities that are left. I don't know if they told you maybe you can include managers in here.
No,
Or
they didn't
just
tell me that.
players?
They didn't tell me.
Just
Okay,
players.
Just players. No, okay. Right, so you got Aguero, Silva, Tevez,
Zabaleta.
Zabaleta.
You just going down the list of
just straight
Argentinian
up
players.
3 players. Well,
What
Haaland
about
is just
top
one
legends
season.
like Micah Richards? You know what I mean? Just like the highest level, highest quality.
Let's be honest, Micah didn't get a sniff at this top 4, right? Come on.
If it was more than
He'd be
4,
on a different Mount
if it was
Rushmore.
more than 4,
What Mount
like if it
Rushmore
was
does
like
he get?
a team, or like a full-out squad,
Yes.
that he would have had a shot.
There you go.
What
It's
Mount
4.
Rushmore does he get? Like
Bodybuilding?
lunchtime? The lunchtime
He
Rushmore?
never lifted weights, you know.
He never
like
lifted
when we
weights.
played, he didn't go to the gym ever.
And now he looks like a grizzly bear.
Now he does more gym
He's so
stuff.
thick. I don't even know how he fits through doors
You should
sometimes.
see him eat.
Yeah, I see it. He does 4 full meals,
You get handshake and your hand is
It's just
swallowed
swallowed.
in
Right.
his hand.
which
He
tells
is.
you how strong Gooch is when he beat him in the arm wrestling competition, right?
Yeah, but he's strong.
Yeah, he's strong.
Yeah, he's strong.
Gucci is a mountain.
Yeah.
Big guy, big fella. All right.
I'm not breaking up that fight.
Without further ado, Shaun, who's your 4th and final player on your Mount
Aguero.
Rushmore?
Ah, okay.
Yeah, I know. Look at the smile on his face.
That was happy.
No, I totally understand what he says about Haaland. I get it.
Yeah, so for me, he's just unbelievable. He was great. I think played a time at City where City was just making the strides forward. It kind of started when they was building the base of the club. He's come in, he's doing well. Obviously, he had his little ups and downs with Pep when he first come in, but when he got his chance again, he just carried on scoring to the point where, as a player, that you can't really leave off. And the ways he scored, and I played in the last game that where he scored that iconic goal. I played in that game, but for the other team.
Right.
And
QPR.
yeah, we was doing okay. Like we was holding our own. Obviously, my mate Joey gets sent off, and after then it was all City anyway. But we defended well. But that goal that he scored just summed him up. The goals that he scored in general for that club, they were all sorts of goals, and it's something you want from your striker, to be able to score from outside the box, inside the box, the scrappy goals, the sexy goals, whatever it is, you want your striker to be able to put the ball in the back of the net, and I think Aguero had all of those attributes.
Amazing. Hard to argue
Yeah.
with those 4.
Well,
Well
people
done.
will just say he shouldn't have been number 4 on that list. I think that would be the only argument. They'll say he's got to
didn't-
be ahead of Yaya Toure.
See, I didn't do it that way.
Okay.
I just did it centre back, midfield, attacking
Smart.
midfielder, striker. I didn't set it up as a 1, 2, 3, 4.
Not in any particular order.
People will say, hey,
We didn't say do it in a particular
well, you
order.
said one, who's got to be the clear
Well,
favorite?
you go
That
from
was the
left to
first
right.
And then you go down.
Yeah,
no?
it was
Kinda.
like, yeah. And then after that, it's like, yeah.
Charlie's trying to get the social people to get some clicks and some controversy.
Engagement.
Don't you throw me in that
Yeah, Shaun, this is America. It's about engagement marketing. You know what I
Calm
mean?
down.
Hey, have you seen Bradley at all? Like, has he? You're in New York.
No, I've only just got here yesterday, so when
wow.
I get some time, I'll definitely see him. He knows that.